Trade Help.
Hi, I'm Martin from Trade Help, and today I'd like to take you through how to create a quick quote in the Trade Help app. It's really easy and it creates a really nice PDF quote which looks attractive and professional. So if we go into the menu, there are two ways to get to quotes. One is through customers. So if I select customers in the menu and then select the customer I want to create a quote for, so just select the top one and press the plus button in the top right hand corner. You can see there's an option there to create a new quote. So we'd select that if that was what we were using, if that's the way we wanted to go about it. You can create a new customer and create a new quote from this route as well. If we go into the menu again and then go to quotes and then press plus at the top right hand corner and then choose our customer. Again, it's another way to create a quote. So you can see the list of different quote types there. We're going to focus on the heating quick quote. So if I select that, it brings up two options. So you've got a gas quick boiler quote and an oil quick boiler quote. They both follow the same workflow, but the gas is a little bit simpler because oil is a little bit more involved with oil tanks and all that sort of thing. So we'll select the gas one here, and there are 5 different options. So if we go through the 5 options, starting with the top one, it asks us various questions. So select your boiler type. So there's a number of different boiler types in the list here. So we just go for the top one, which is combination boiler, and then it brings up a list of different boilers we have in our app. If you fit Worcester, for example, you can filter by boiler type, and I just picked the Worcester there. And the same with flue. If it's a standard horizontal flue, we just go and select the flue type. Okay, and then you've got boiler and flue accessories. We've got filters. So if we want to just pick a filter, in this case, let's just go with the AD MagnaClean Micro 2. Chemicals. If you're flushing out your system, which you have to do at the moment these days, we just add in filters there. Now all the materials I'm adding will be charged at sort of retail price, so they're not cost price, and that just allows you to build up a cost for your materials. It's an average cost from the merchant plus probably 10%. So then you've got controls, you've got radiators. If we go down to TRVs, if we want to select a couple of TRVs, so if we add 6 TRVs, and then you've got zone valves as well. So if we press done, you can select cold water tanks, hot water cylinders, circulating pumps, but in this case, because we've got a combination boiler, we don't need to choose any of those. Additional work, so we can add additional works in. Now you can either free type this, so I push test here and save. Oops, and we have to put a charge. So if I say that's £100, that test additional work, I can put another one in, and there are some standard drop downs, like for example, erect scaffolding. Again, you can put your cost in for that. £200, save, and that adds it in. And we're done. You can add photos to the quote, and you can just free type any notes that you might want to put in. We're not going to put any in this case. So if I then press review quote, it then gives me the materials total. So as I said, this is a materials total plus VAT, because I'm VAT registered, and the materials total is an average price plus probably 10-15%. It just gives you a starting point for your materials. So if we can click into each one of those lines, and you can see what's included. So that's all good. So if we press next, it then brings us through to the next screen, and you can see the materials cost that was on the previous screen, and then we add in our labour, because there's only materials included at this point. So if you've included an hourly rate within the app settings and we put 10 hours in, it will multiply 10 by the hourly rate you've put in. In this case, it's £35, so it's £350. If you actually just want to put in an amount for your labour, so let's just say £500. it will have £500 in. And the labour and the materials are added together to give you that £1,941. Pounds, and then you add VAT on top, and it gives you the total there in that fourth line down. If actually you want to override that quote total and say, actually, I charge £2,000 for all my jobs, you can put £2,000 in, or whatever you want to put it. Now, if I press view, it then brings up a PDF of the quote that I'm sending my customer. In this case, I've uploaded a logo, which I can do, and you can see the lines, those items we filled in earlier. It tells us whether we've included anything or not in those lines. So we included everything apart from central heating controls. So it tells us what we've included, or tells the customer what we've included, and it gives the price that we put in. And then on the second page, it tells the customer exactly what we're going to do for that cost. So that's the draft of that. If we go into quote actions, what we can do then is we can email the quote, we can edit the quote, we can create an invoice from that quote. But if we first of all want to email a quote, basically asks us how the customer wants to pay. If you're registered with TradeHelp Finance, you can select one of these and select either interest-free or interest-bearing credit, or it's a debit card or credit card, you can select that. If it's cash, you select cash, the customer email address is pre-populated, and you just send that to your customer, and it comes up with a covering email, and the quote is attached to the email. Press send, and there you go, that's gone to the customer. We can go back to the quote, and we can carry out other actions, like we can create a purchase order for the materials we've selected, or we can view other documents or photos or whatever we might want to do. So that's kind of it, really. If I just save that and close it, it takes me back to the home menu, and yeah, that's a really easy way of creating a really nice looking quote for your customers. Thanks.